Hello, everyone. How is everyone today? Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Good evening, England. Other countries, welcome. How is everyone today? I've got a good little, well, not a good little story. I hate calling them good stories. But I have found a true crime story here with some really odd story. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It's out of Utah, where the body of an elderly Utah woman's husband was found in her freezer. So, police say Paul Edward Mather's body may have been in his dead wife's freezer for as long as 11 years. Jeez. Hello, Jody. How are you today? Hey, Cassius. How's it going, brother? Hello, everyone. Mary, Sarah. It's hard to read everybody because it goes so quickly through it. Hello, it's me, Bobby. Brianna, hello. Yes, that's what it says. I just found this story right before I came on, and I just thought it was interesting and I thought you guys might like it. So I'll wait till a few more people come in, and then I'll read it off. And it's a story out of Utah, and the body could have been in the freezer for 11 years. And it's supposedly, I haven't read the story all the way through yet because I just found it, it's in some sort of retirement home from like the summary I read of it. So I'm not going to even speak to you guys till I get 200 in the room. You're not worth it. So until there's 200, I'm not reading. Just kidding, guys. I love all of you. Hey, Braun, I keep my meat in the freezer. Look at the head on that. Yeah, tell me about it. Head only a mother could love. It's me. Drinking beer, gearing up for the New England Patriots game. How is everyone today? Someone commented on my video from last night. Said I thought we wasn't going to talk about the Watts case anymore, and we're not going to in here discuss it every day. If there's breaking news on it, if there's a documentary on it, especially like last night, people in the UK wasn't able to watch it. If there's something like that, we will go over parts of it. For instance, like the documentary, something like that, we will do that. But as far as discussing it every day, having different theories, things like that, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say you all can't talk about it because I have no right to censor anybody. And I wouldn't want to do that. The only way I would censor anyone is if they just completely disrupted the chat, and that's what the mods are for, and they do an excellent job. Jesse, Sarah, Vicky, Mel, Sweet Pea. I know I'm forgetting someone and I'm going to get in trouble, but I love all you guys. So, and they do a good job. Mox, you could read the phone book and I would tune in. Well, thank you, Mary. That's awfully sweet of you. I don't know if anybody else would want to hear me read the phone book. We could prank call people. That'd be pretty fun. Did anybody do any pranks this morning? Did anyone put any saran wrap up or some snapping pops under the toilet seat? Anybody get any videos they could send me? Good morning, Laura. Hello, Jesse. Rain Dancer. I'm sorry about that. Rain Dancer. How are you today? Secret Lady. Yes, I felt bad for Tammy Lee too. She cried at the end of it. She really has a lot of emotions over this case. I love prank calling too, Jody. I still do it, and I'm 43 years old. I'm not going to lie. I prank call my mom a lot, and then I prank call Kroger and stuff sometimes. About 3 months ago, I prank called Kroger's and told them I was locked in the bathroom stall by the pharmacy and couldn't get out. And they said they'd send somebody back there ASAP. And of course, I wasn't there, but I just about got the cat. Bolt. I just about got the cat. He bolted when he felt the cling film. No one. Does anyone here like boxing? Daphne wants to know. Yeah, Tammy Lee is a wonderful, wonderful woman. In a way, she is a lot like Shanann. She's just got that. I, I didn't know this till last night, but she talked about it. She said she's Italian, got Italian in her. And Italians are fiery. We all know that. And she was cute until she spoke. What? Really? You didn't like the way she talked? I thought she looked really nice. I thought she had very pretty eyes. I didn't realize how pretty her eyes were until the interview last night because in the interrogation videos and stuff, you couldn't really you could see her, but you couldn't see her eyes and things like that. And then AD talks like he sees her every day, like she comes home to him or something. He's like, "Oh, she's really aged," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up, man. You are so deluded. It's just unreal. Oh, nothing, Abby. I've only been on 6 minutes, so you haven't missed nothing at all. We was just talking a little bit of shit. I've got a good story today. I hate using that word on crime stories. I've got a story I think we're all going to enjoy. My little one is half Italian. God help you. Correct. God help you. Oh, really? You didn't like... where is Carol Bogdanowicz? Did anybody hear about her date? I've been wanting... Oh, there she is. There's... Speak of the devil. How was your date with Carol? Come on, give us the goods. How'd it go? Did you hit a home run? Be honest now. Don't lie to us. We're your friends. Actually, we're almost like family. We're more like family than friends. Believe that. AD's an idiot. He acts like he well, Daphne, did you know Tyson Fury's in the WWE now? He's not boxing right now. La Familia. That's what we should start saying. Hello, La Familia. Yeah, Tyson Fury's in WWE right now. He actually took on Braun Strowman in the pay-per-view that happened over in Saudi Arabia, which the WWE gets a lot of crap from going over there. Hello, Mel. How are you? Also, they are talking about having him main event WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Oh, it's me. What a way to put that. Intriguing. He's absolutely beautiful, boring, and was way too touchy. Oh, Lordy. He's absolutely beautiful, boring, and was way too touchy. Got drunk and begged me to come back to my place. I'll never see him again. Gosh, sorry about that, Carol. That's terrible. But at least you got home safe. Yeah, I can't wait to see Brock Lesnar. You know they'd have Brock destroy him because what is the guy's name that beat Brock in the UFC? What was his name? He was a Mexican fighter. Oh, shit, what is his name? I know you guys are going to tell me here in just a minute. So anyway, I'll start the story, and then when you guys tell me the name, I'll put the name in. Brock lost in the UFC to this fighter, and Cain Velasquez. So Cain Velasquez beat Brock in the UFC. Well, Brock wrestled in WWE, which is scripted. We know who's going to win. And Brock beat him in it was pretty quickly, 5 minutes or something. It was terrible. Yeah, the chat's going really fast. I think somebody said if you hit the Alt key on your computer, it will slow it down. So you might want to try that, see if it works. Because I don't think I can slow your guys' chat down. So hit Alt on your computer and see if that slows it down. I know it does on mine, so you give that a try. Got drunk on the first date. Well, that's a red flag right there. Not that there's anything wrong with drinking, but yep, it's me. That's right. But if you're on a first date, you should not get drunk and try to go home with the girl. I mean, if it's mutual, it's both really wanting it, and then you're just head over heels for each other. I mean, hey, go for it. But it's not good if it's just one sided. That's my opinion. I mean, nobody has to agree with me. It's just the way I feel about it. Hell, I'm 43 years old. Let's just get real about it. Yeah, very unattractive. So, anyways, I got a story I'm going to read for you guys. Now, this is out of Utah, where the body of an elderly Utah woman's husband was found in her freezer. Police say Paul Edward Mather's body may have been in his dead wife's freezer for as long as 11 years. Police in Utah say they're eagerly awaiting a medical examiner's official report to help them figure out how an elderly man whose body was found in the freezer of his wife's retirement home died. The body was discovered Friday when police conducting a welfare check on the woman, Jean Sarone Mathers, 75, at her home in a retirement village in Tooele, about 25 miles southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah. Tooele Police Sergeant Jeremy Hansen told NBC affiliate KSL of Salt Lake City. Okay. Sarone Mathers was found dead on her bed, Hansen said, and her death wasn't considered suspicious. But as they investigated further, they opened a freezer in a utility room and discovered a man's frozen body. Police said Tuesday that the body had been identified as that of Paul Edward Mathers, 69, who was Sarone Mathers' husband. They said he may have been in the freezer as little as a year and a half or as long as 11 years. Dang. Investigators believe Sarone Mathers knew her husband's body was in the freezer, and we strongly suspect foul play, Hansen told KSL. But right now, we can't officially call it a homicide investigation, but we don't know if that is what it is, he said. That's why we're eagerly awaiting the medical examiner and their findings, and we'll go from there. Wow, that's a... Sarone Mathers, who neighbors said used a wheelchair, moved into the apartment in December of 2007, Hansen said, and her husband's name was on the lease with hers. Hansen said that no missing persons report was ever filed for Mathers and that investigators were going through documents to try to figure out the last time he was seen. When we started talking to different people in different apartments that surround hers, they all recall seeing a guy there, but everyone's time frame was different, he said. So one person would say 8 years and another person would say 5 years, 4 years, and so on. So the more people we talked to, the bigger scale got as the last time any guy was seen there at that apartment, he said. And then that's the end of the story. So, geez, that's different, isn't it? Very different story. So he obviously signed the lease with his wife, and then now all the neighbors have different time frames of when they seen him, and you can understand that because I might go out and see my neighbor here and not see him again for 6 or 7 years, and then the guy next door to me might see him every day. So I can see where that is possible. I can see where that would be frustrating for the police. because now they have a bigger time frame to investigate of when this guy, maybe the last time he used his signature, the last time he filed taxes, which all could have been done for him. So who knows? Maybe they'll have some sort of CCTV somewhere or a Ring doorbell that maybe can tell us, about the time the guy is gone. But you got to think about, they think foul play is suspected on the husband, but not on the wife. They found her dead also, but she had just recently died. They was doing a welfare check on her. So, damn, different for sure. Very different. All right, Anthony, talk to you later. How big of a freezer was it? I mean, was it, I don't know. It didn't say the size of the freezer. It didn't show a picture or anything like that. Yeah, if I had to guess, Gebel, I would say it was probably one of them box freezers like people buy to maybe put like in the garage and store meat for long periods of time when they buy it in bulk. I'm guessing that's probably what kind it was. But it was in a retirement home, so it could have been a large walk-in freezer that they used. But it sounds like it was apartments. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's me. It was probably a deep freezer, and he was. So I wonder. They obviously have a reason they suspect foul play. So there's probably maybe a knife mark or a gunshot wound, because I don't know how bruising would look after being that long in a freezer. So it would be hard to say on that. So there has to be a reason they think it was foul play. And I wonder after that, who killed him? Was it the wife? Was somebody seeing the wife and killed him and stuffed him in the freezer? I mean, we got to keep up with this story, because I think this one's going to wind up being pretty interesting. If you guys think so, I think so. So I definitely want to keep up with this one for you guys. It's out of Utah. And if you want to look it up, the last name is Mathers, Mathers. And apparently they just found her on a welfare check and found him stuffed in the freezer. So, and then somebody else made a comment on my video last night. They said, stop talking about your daughter so much. We get it. And I answered back, get what? That I love my daughter. And I was thinking, look, that's one thing about it. I do talk about my daughter a lot. I know I do. And it's like I told him, if that bothers you, I hate to say this because everybody's welcome here. But if you guys were talking about your family, talk all about it you want. So I was just like, jog on. Thank you. Anthony comes in with a 5 pounds, that is. So now 5 pounds, just curious, how much is that in US dollars? I looked it up. Isn't it like $632 or something like that? I'm not really good at this. Like the difference in monies is so different on YouTube, and you do learn a lot, actually. Yeah, I agree. It's me. And so, and the guy's name is CAZP. I've actually seen him in here before. He's got a red car for his avatar, which probably tells you who's he's a fan of. Yeah, if he doesn't like that, I do talk about my daughter a lot. It's just the way I am. And oh well. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Firefly. Avatillo. Somebody named CAZP. If you go back from the video last night that I made and go in the comments, you can see it on there. Thank you, Kindness Cake. I appreciate that. Yeah, he seemed okay before he came in and chatted. I just couldn't believe it. That was very rude, I thought, to come in on someone's channel and tell them not to talk about their family. So, oh well, that's just one thing that, it is what it is. If he don't like it, he doesn't have. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't have to watch the videos. That's just the bottom line. And I tell you guys the same thing all the time. If you like what you're watching, watch it. Hit the like button, subscribe, help the people. Yeah, I thought it was very rude. And, well, thank you. It's me. Thank you very much. As you can tell, I love talking about her, so it is what it is. And, hey, I came on early today, 2:00. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, guys. Thank all of y'all for being, oh, Abby, it was just, if you go back and read on my comments from last night, somebody just said, I talk about my daughter too much and they get it. And I just said, get what? That I love my daughter. So, got a comment. He might be watching and commenting now, so we'll see. Hold on, I'll go back and get it and read it to you guys. He might have erased it. It looks like he erased it. I don't see the comment. Yeah, he must have erased it because I don't see it, and I don't delete any. 25 minutes ago, Gemini 13 exclamation point. Gemini 13 exclamation point again says, "This channel is a joke. Sorry, not sorry. It's pathetic what you're doing, troll." Gosh, what is wrong with people? You know, I don't go over on AD's channel and comment. I just don't. And he says, "Oh, you're in so." Oh, here it is. He didn't delete it. CAZP. So. Usually when they say something like that, I was just like, why are you watching then? Oh, you do know that name, Jesse? It's she's somebody that comments a lot on other people's channel. Just curious. I'm gonna put thank you, glad you liked it. Oh, was he really, Jesse? Well, that's sad. So on this Gemini girl, I'm gonna put thank you, glad you liked my channel. And then she'll probably be like, "What are you, stupid or something?" But I always like putting something to just that makes them wonder what's going on. Oh, I know, Mel. He last night on the documentary, he said that his shadow video is what give Tammy the closure she needed from the case. And I was like, "What? Are you freaking serious?" He's delusional, seriously. McStay case. I'm not sure about that one, Mel. Hey, Laura, he is very vulgar. He talks about like me and Lex being a hate channel. We've never, if someone writes a comment on our page, as you can see, they write bad stuff about us. And the day that they went and wrote something on Lex's page, as soon as she got up, she deleted it. Right? So the comment's gone. No one would have ever known about it. Yet he left his video up talking about it, where he talked about what he was accused of 3 or 4 times. So why did he do that? I'm just glad you've seen it, Laura. There's been a lot of subscribers come to my channel and actually say that they can't believe they fell for his gimmick that long. Can you put some baubles in your beard for Christmas? Diane, somebody said, Mel told me she was going to send me some decorations for my beard. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Mel. That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, Cassius, he doesn't even realize sometimes what he's saying. And like Lex even said, she took the comment down immediately, but yet he left a video up saying what the charge against him was. No need to apologize, Laura F. None at all. I'm just glad that you seen the light and are done with him. And don't get me wrong, I don't distract anybody from watching this channel if they like him, but I don't agree with how he handles it. Look, it takes money to run a channel. It does. I don't care what anybody says. You have to put time into it. You have to put equipment into it. If you study the cases, you're putting time into it. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, my daughter said I look better without the hat, so Stephanie says she agrees. But it takes money to run a channel, equipment, time, research, all this stuff amounts it up. But instead, he'll say, "Oh, I don't get paid nothing," and he'll, here's the thing. Here's what if his subscribers does not realize how he is by this one statement I'm going to make right here. He asks his subscribers to pay his rent, and he's wearing $300 aftershave. If they can't see it after that, they're not going to. And by the way, I watched a show this morning called The Restaurant Inspector. I know you guys have talked about it before, and I had partially watched it before, and I actually watched the whole thing today. And wow, he probably shouldn't be taking advice from his son about how to run a YouTube channel. Right. If you have no dog food and you have $300 aftershave, then you've got your priorities awfully screwed up. He made 45,000, not 50,000. He always says I have 50,000 strong, but he has, and his, believe me, it took me months to get, well, not a lot of months, but about 2 or 3 months to get 1,000 subscribers. Apparently, he got 1,000 the other night overnight. And I think that's impossible. Yeah, and I agree. His aftershave should be called greed. But if he needs, I have the absolute confidence in you guys, my friends, that if I said I'm in a bad spot, I need my rent paid, I honest to God believe you guys would help me, and I would try my best to help each and every one of you. I mean, I couldn't give much, but if we all give a little, then boom. But what I'm saying is if I ask that, I should not have a $300 bottle of aftershave that I just bought. You put that towards your rent. Hello, Kelly. How are you today? And if you got any of you guys in the room that are our nucleus, our first 1,000. If any of you guys ever get in a spot and you need help, let us know. I can try my best to get everybody to pitch in and help you out. And just if you ever get in a spot, just let us know. I mean, I'd be glad to help anyone. I'd give him a ride to the men's homeless shelter. Somebody said that he was living above his son's bar. I don't know if that's true or not. Sam says was the first 200. Glad to have you in that first 200. Thank you, Sarah. Brian, have you ever seen how much he is getting for? Actually, Mel, he has 500 and I think it was 23 patrons last night. If you take that, a lot of those are $1, but a lot of those aren't. Because for a long time, he was out of the $1 and $2 ones, which means people were paying $5. If you just had 529 people at $1, you've gotten $529 a month. Last night I seen Jamie Peterson gave him $50, which it's her money. She can give it to him if she wants, and I don't fault that. But if he would just say it, guys, it's about it. I need the money for this, instead of, oh, guys, they get mad because I get Super Chat and I get PayPal. No, we don't. We get mad because you lie, and you lie all the time. And you've been asked to shut up and quit hurting this family. And you ask on your video, I seen it, why are you the only one that's being asked to shut up? Because you're the only one acting the way you are. Oh, really, Mel? I didn't know that. Yeah, Cash is right. If you want it to be your full-time job, just say, guys, this is my full-time job. I need support to do this. If the people love his channel that much, they will help him. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm on live. That's very true, Daphne. I hope you feel. Hang on a second, guys. My son's leaving, going to quick care. I got to tell him something. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Son's going to quick care. He's not feeling good today. And my daughter's texting. Oh, I shouldn't be talking about her. Wanting to know if we can get food when I take her home. So I apologize for this, but I do have to do my dad stuff sometimes, even while I'm on here. So just to let you guys know. My daughter, she's less than 100 pounds, and she probably eats 400 pounds of food a day. I don't see how she does it. It's like her leg's hollow or something. Thank you, Cassius. I appreciate that. And any of you guys, if you ever want to talk about your family, um, you can talk about it. Ian, he's been coughing really bad yesterday afternoon and all night. He just says he feels real bad. Says he feels like he's got the flu, so he's going to the quick care center. Um, I tell you what, my daughter, she acts like she's going to starve to death, and I swear to God, she does. Um, we'll go out and get something to eat, and I mean, she'll eat twice as much as I can eat, and she'll come home and be like, "Well, I need a snack now." Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, she'll eat a great big meal from out somewhere, like 6 chicken strips, big chicken strips, fries, and toast and gravy, and come home and be like, "Well, I need a snack now," and I'm like, "What?" And I'm so stuffed I can't even hardly move. No, Mel, what has he posted? I know last night after the documentary, he said absolutely no one is going to tell him to stop talking about the case now, even though he just said last week that he had investigated all the evidence that he had. And what gets me is his subscribers are in there and they're like, "AD, Tammy needs to come on your live and thank you for what you've done for her." And I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell is wrong with these people? He has a high priest coming on from the alleged cult NK was in. Oh my God. I always think it's funny. I don't know if you guys do this, but I think it's so funny when he's like, I've got, well, we'll call her Miss Dr. B. I know her as the insider. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Well, I've got Dr. B coming on. I know her as the insider. You know her. You guys know her as Dr. B. Well, then we all know her. So why don't we all just call her one name? Well, thank you, Don R. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say. I don't know how many insiders he has, but it's quite a few, and it's just ridiculous. Oh God, I gotta stretch. Oh, it's Dr. B. It's thank you, Carol. Uh, someone he calls. Okay, I will as soon as I. Well, I can do it on here because she's gave me permission to watch any of her videos. So, do you guys want to watch Grumpy Granny's video? I know you do, so we'll put it on. Um, is it the one from 12 hours ago where she says a new essay not wrote by Carol Cox? Well, hey, I'm wearing it, ain't I? How does it look, Julia? Do you like it? It's just tight on me, honey. It shows off my muscles a lot. I don't like it. I like a loose fitting shirt. You know how women are with me. There are two. One was alive. Is it the old lady up there praying? Is that the one you're talking about? Julia, I've already told you. I'll get you some. There's food down here you can fix. And if that's not, I'll get you something on the way home. It won't be long, honey. You're not going to starve. I promise you. Jade Swiderski says, let's start a petition to get him to stop talking and making money off the Watts case. I think we can do this. Jade, the only thing about that is I don't know if we can because that would be like taking away his right to his opinion and his right to speech. And that would be like if somebody silenced us for. I want him to stop talking about it too, and he should do it out of respect. We can try a petition. Just to be straight up honest with you, I don't think it will work. But if you start it, I'll be the first one to sign it. He should do it out of respect. Okay, so I'm going to play Grumpy Granny's video. So give me just a second. Yeah, I just want to be straight up with you, Jade. I'm not trying to discourage you from doing what you want to do, and I'll be glad to sign it. I just don't think it would happen. Yeah, I do. I do think there is a. If you, what is that website where you can sign petitions? I can never think of anything when I'm on here, and then as soon as um, Indiana girl says check the UK rights are different. Yeah, and that's another thing that aggravated me the other night when he wrote that letter to DA Rourke. He said, "We the people want answers." He's not even one of we the people, and I don't mean that anything against people from the UK. I swear to God, I don't. But DA Rourke has no obligation to explain anything to him. Nothing. I would say he won't even get that letter. Yeah, change.org. Thank you, Carol Bogdanowitz. If that letter, if he does actually send that letter, they will probably read the first line of it and throw it away. Yeah, we the people want him to shut the F up. I agree with that. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Kelly says that's why this letter Grumpy Granny reads is hilarious. So let me get on there and read this for you guys, and we'll share this together. One second. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Hello, are we on? I think everything's doing what it's Grumpy Granny. See, I've got my little label, right? So I was going to record another one of those essays that aren't by Carol Cox. The person who does write them has actually outed herself, but I don't want to bring any more flying monkeys into her backyard than she needs by naming her. But, you know, if you want to find out her name, it's easy enough to do. She writes them very well. So I was going to read another one of these essays. Now, what I've got to do is have half a page with StreamYard and half a page, there it goes, with this essay. All right. Okay, so yeah, good afternoon from a very hot, dry, windy Australian outback. I don't live anywhere near Outback Outlaw. Before anyone asks, and no, I'm not his mother. Thank you to the person who asked that. If you're watching this on replay later, hi. It's nice to see you. I believe most of the world's asleep around about now. Oh, hello. People popped up. Hello, Nanny Love. I have a problem. Hello. I like your stuff. And worried about that red car. Hello, Sandy. So I've got this essay that I want to read from that person. It does involve a costume. Okay. So the letter is a letter to D.A. Rourke. And it's for those of you who did not have the privilege to hear the heartfelt plea by our favourite detective to get an uncoded message from D.A. Rourke and finally the pieces of the puzzle that he needs to reopen the case he's already reopened and solved. You know, that cold case that he resolves every day. So down the rabbit hole we go. Are you ready? I've got a hat. Seeing we're going down the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that looks okay. Seeing we're going down the rabbit hole.
Here, let me put mine on too.
I've got a hat. I thought this one was particularly apt. All right. Dear Mr. Rourke, my name is Alan Vinniescum, and I'm the crook, sorry, that should read creator, of a YouTube channel called Armchair Defective No Hiding Place, copyright pending. My channel is a true crime channel, but it's listed under entertainment for the shekel. And we also have a study group where I and my closest enablers, Michael the Maggot Shaw, and Maureen, I can nearly tie my own shoelaces cook, can con the disabled, single mothers, lonely seniors, and the educationally subnormal out of what little cash they have to enable me to raise my poker ante and holiday for free. I mean, do the job that you and your inept investigative team failed to do. We look at many crimes around the world. Well, okay, I tolerated the Kelsey Bereth group a few times and mentioned the Jones case once, but mainly, ain't that the truth, concentrate on the cash cow Watts murders. After I realised the dribbling idiots that follow me can't get enough of my filthy lies and gruesome descriptive deceit about the 4-year-old's death and other abominable bastardizations of fact.
It's true.
Hello, Audrey.
It's very true.
We as a group believe it is incumbent on you to answer every moronic question that I come up with, including the answers to every one that is freely available in the discovery files that I can't be bothered to read or have twisted and added to in order to further my own degenerate purpose. See, Nicole Kessinger was never interviewed as an example. I have, of course, now started the lie you have redacted documents that have been, and still remain, available for over 12 months, just in case one of my loyal fanatics, maybe following some freak bump to the head, takes it upon themselves to fact-check the garbage that I continuously spew. I demand you answer these questions, even though I know you are about as aware of me as an elephant is of a flea in the folds of its hide. But this will give me at least another 2 months of exploitative content while my imps, Mo and Maureen, trawl the internet for other people's content for me to claim as my own. Mo and Maureen? No, Mo and Mikey. We are asking why the investigation stopped as soon as Mr. Watts pleaded guilty. Was it because of the plea deal that the Ruzek family were desperate to have accepted to gain closure? It seems very odd that once you had interviewed every witness, examined every piece of forensic evidence, and extracted a confession from the murderer, that you didn't continue the investigation. Did you notice how shifty Dieter looked? He didn't bark on occasion. Surely that in itself warrants further investigation.
I agree completely.
This is not any sort of witch hunt, and I've only mentioned Mr. Watts' mistress, Nicole Kessinger, accusing her of child murder, solicitation to murder, abuse of hypnotic substances, satanic blood rituals, and cult activity every day for nigh on 12 months. Because I don't think you've done your job properly. And my cash cows, I mean subscribers, love throwing money they haven't got, together with their knickers, at me when I accuse NK of actions for which there is not one shred of evidence. Why hasn't this non-suspect been polygraphed? Why was she not interviewed, apart from the many times that she was? I could earn a few more bob from that one. Have you noticed how her voice has different timbre depending on the conversation subject matter? Is that not also grounds for further investigation? I'm sure you've heard my impressive mocking impersonation of her. It's a surefire winner with my hard of comprehension sect, and that alone is reason to put her back on the suspect list she was never on. This is where you come in, Rourke. Look, fair's fair. I gave you the shadows. I got the paraphrased acknowledgement. So it's time to throw me a proverbial bone. I'm sensing my blatant exploitation of things I can't pronounce, let alone understand, isn't going down well with the schlooper chatters. How about it, DA? Can I call you DA? You can call me AD. I would like you to look at my videos on phone records. Yes, the phone records your investigators investigated and recorded in the discovery files. Our study group think you have neglected your duty by not making further effort to attempt to solve this solved crime. Furthermore, we charge you with showing no due care or respect, let alone attention, to the feelings of the Ruzek family. Yes, you may have flown out to see them, and yes, you may have consulted with them every step of the way, but have you ever thanked their deceased daughter for her being almost wholly responsible for the success of your career? I have. Have you even once ever been man enough to admit, we'll start that again, have you even once ever been man enough to admit you used the deaths of their daughter and grandchildren to promote your own ends? I have, and I did it with a grin on my face. Please watch my videos again about the phone records and the dates. I'll let you to guess which ones, because obviously neither the CBI, FBI, or your office have investigated them properly, even though they're meticulously covered in the discovery. I do believe you ignore this historical letter at your peril. After the thousands, well, probably hundreds of thousands of shadow videos and related emails you received, I can probably assure you the next therapy session I hold for my wards will include how to pester the life out of an already overworked district attorney's office while maintaining deniable culpability. 'Twon't me, Gov. Al always keeps his hands clean. I'm sure you will agree AD's army has more time, resources, and will than you to solve this solved crime. Again, unlike you, I will not be intimidated by Big Oil, Nicole's dad, or common decency and respect for the victims of capital crime. As scary as yoga is, it will not push me from the right path. Well, maybe a little. Winston has been acting mighty peculiar since I had that Crowley apologist highly uneducated as a guest. I will not be intimidated by the crystals, what them geologists do. And I have a rather smashing string of garlic cloves to ward off the kundalini and tantric sexy people that may be trying to drug my Yorkshire tea.
I love the kundalini.
I'm sure you will be as enlightened and amazed by these new videos as you were by my shadows. Wink, wink, say no more. I got the code. Message received. Beep, 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 beep. That says thank you for the uninitiated. My light remains hidden under a bushel, Mr. Rourke. It's between me, you, and my special fans. We also want to know why details of the plea deal were not made public, because as an English shyster, I am entitled to demand and receive everything I ask for. Please reopen the case I have already had reopened, so we in my Care in the Community group can be sure all the non-existent other perpetrators have been investigated and caught, and then I can close the case. I could, of course, read the discovery, but then what would I do for fun while I extort by means of spacious and slanderous claims, dancing on the graves of the victims and spitting in the faces of their families, night after night, premiere after premiere? We would also like to know why investigators visited high-profile unique murderer Mr. Watts in prison in February for a further interview. It's not as if this has become normal procedure, except for Bundy, Manson, Gacy, Dahmer, Ray Meyer. Okay. But we know it was only because of my earth-shattering discovery that saw me completely ignored by mainstream media. Only this gave rise to re-interviewing him and maybe learning more about the working of Mr. Watts' warped mind was secondary. And in any case, if that is what you wanted, you had only to ask me. Queen Bee, aka Unicorn, aka Insider, Outsider, whatever, would have been happy to Google any information you wish to glean from deep inside Chris's psyche. My fishwife good friend, Cadel, is as good as me at abusing the dead and their remaining families. Again, you only had to ask, and I'm sure she could have given your profilers exactly what they wanted. She has the ability to conjure licentious lies better than the Sunday Sport. No matter. Maybe at a later date I can meet Agent Lee and give her some tips on how to do her job properly. Now, has there been any further follow-up investigation? And why was the plea deal not made public? Oops, I've already asked that, haven't I? Why hasn't every titchy, tiny, inchy piece of the investigation not been made public? Well, to me anyway. Do you know who I am, DA? Are there more records to come out from the discovery files? Only my source inside the investigation that I don't know is open got me all excited with the imminent release of further information, only for me to find I'd been pranked again, let down by the mental data. And while I'm at it, I demand to know, do the Watson, Ruzeks and Miss Kessinger have their phones back? I ask because I have it on good authority A snake and a crystal intertwined can wreak havoc on internet connection. And you may want to avail yourself of the skills of one of my experts like tarot readings by Roxy, who could unblock the chakras and help solve this solved case. I also want Nate's CCTV for the 3 years prior to the murders and the doorbell security footage for every house in the street for the week after the murders, together with corroboration as to whether you, Mr. Rourke, bothered to even have Miss Kessinger's phone records investigated. What about Jim? I do a great impression of him, by the way. What about her Google searches? I've cut, pasted and flashed across the screen information making you look like a bumbling fool, admitting you have no idea why the most probable typographical errors referred to in discovery occurred, or indeed might be factually correct or not. Don't worry, it's all for a good cause, my next gambling trip. My space cadets triumph in prolonging the sick drama I am creating from this tiny, twisted narrative should be good for another few quid. Please, please, I ask again, watch my vids about NK's timeline. What was Miss Kessinger's alibi for the time of the murders? If you can tell me, that'll save me checking the discovery. I'd ask my spanners, but as you can see by this embarrassing email, we've barely managed to string a coherent sentence together between us. We are a scamming study group. We want closure. Closure for the family. I'm sure they don't want people walking the street that are a danger to others just because of a plea deal when they already have 24/7 harassment, bullying and sick allegations from me and my merry band of dimwits. This plea deal was struck before, look at the shadows, before you realised the children were alive the night before. Surely even you, Mr. Rourke, aren't stupid enough to think a 2-hour shift in the murder time still proves Chris Watts was wholly responsible? Have you not given credence to my red, grey, white, car, maybe truck, painstaking analysis? At your peril, Mr. Rourke, it was an Indy 500 outside that house on that fateful night. That changed everything, yet seems to change nothing. Aren't we clever with words and things? In conclusion, I have a few questions I would like, if you are able, to email me back and arrange a possible phone conversation. We want justice for the family and we think you are crap. Kind regards, Alan Vinnie-Scum. So, I'll get this off. Apologies to Alan and his media team, but we made a few grammatical errors in that in writing that essay. We've got some notes here for Mo. Remember, Mo, you don't need a full stop, period, in USA after a question or exclamation mark. And in polite grammatical terms, it is good form to address someone you don't know as sir in a letter. Oh, and another tip, kind regards is what you sign off to your granny, not a district attorney. You're welcome. All right, that's just me recording an essay with my hat. I have had that hat. I found it in an op shop, or you might call it a charity shop. I found this hat in a charity shop about a month ago. And I actually messaged Braun from the charity shop and said, look what I just found.
Oh, shout out.
And I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it. And as soon as the essay writer wrote down the rabbit hole, I thought, beauty, that hat's coming out. So I've just seen someone said, who is Carol Cox? Okay, Carol Cox is a woman who has been annoying AD.
Kelly, I'm watching the chat on my
while.
phone. That's why I've been looking down. Is that all of the essay, or do we need to keep watching?
Twigged to what he was really like, and she basically started calling him out and trying to raise awareness of what he was like. He has a pathological hatred of Carol Cox, and for some reason when I started reading these, he in his head connected Carol Cox and Grumpy Granny and decided that Carol was writing these essays and I was being paid by her to read them. I don't know, because I think in his head, that's the only reason somebody would do something, if they're getting paid to do it. He seems to think in those kind of terms, yeah? Could not wear that hat in Brisbane. Why, Brizzy girl? Why not? Wear it with pride. I'd go outside in it. I'd wear it in the classroom. I think we have
I think that's all of that
every year
for the essay.
And
Talk
we
about
have a day where
hilarious.
we all
That
dress up as
was
a book character.
Grumpy Granny. Guys, if
I've
you
got
have
mine
not
for
checked
next
this
year.
Grumpy Granny out, you need to do it.
I couldn't believe
And
it
you
when I
need
saw
to
it at the
like and
charity
subscribe.
shop.
She does really good.
Mine for next year.
Grumpy Granny out. You need to do it. Gotta turn it on. You need to like and subscribe. She does. I'll have an echo and there'll be two of me. I don't think you ladies and men could handle two of Braun Moxley. You know how women are with me. Bloody women. That was pretty good, guys. I know she's named whoever writes those essays, but whoever writes those really does good. I wish I had that person writing for me, because I would like to talk that good. That's just really good. I like that. We've been on for an hour and 6 minutes. It really flies by when we're on here. Braun, read the message of Neil. Okay. I must be missing it, Mel. I don't see it. What does it say? Or can Neil say it again? Yeah, Grumpy Granny could done a mic drop on that. That was brilliant. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mel, and thank you, Neil. I'm doing good, Dari. How about you today? What's those symbols that beside your name? I can't really tell. I like the little emojis, but they're small. A lot of times I can't tell what they are. Yeah, time does fly with good company. I usually don't talk unless there's 200 people in here. You guys just aren't worth it. I'm just letting you know. But since there's 91, I'll go ahead and talk. You guys know I'm kidding. I love you. I'm not seeing any comments from Neil, so maybe he has me blocked. I don't know. Okay. Thank you for that message. So apparently AD is going to have a guest on tonight that is the leader of NK's cult. So I was told yesterday by a pretty good source. Now, I don't know how this is. That champagne bottles. Okay. Well, thank you, Braun. Or I said Braun. I seen Braun wrote and I said my own damn name. Sorry, Dari. Sundays I'm lackadaisical. I've been eating marijuana all morning. Just kidding. Oh, Braun, he is saying AD's guest is writing on Twitter. He is clickbait. Okay, so he's not going to be on there. AD is just advertising him. This is just unreal. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. I read it. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, her essays are really really good. Yeah, I will be on later tonight. I have to take my daughter home and get her something to eat, and then I'll probably have to stop and get her a snack, and then she might need another snack right before she gets to her house because she might starve to death. If if anybody ever called CPS and said that my daughter's starving, I would just have them X-ray her stomach and intestines. There's probably enough food in there to feed half of the town I live in. I don't know. As little as she is, I do not know where it goes. Oh, what I was going to say there a few minutes ago, I'm getting better at remembering what I'm saying. Like I'm getting better at focusing and not forgetting what I'm saying when I read my comments. Because I really like to interact with you guys. I know AD, he doesn't even look at his chat box unless a super chat comes across. And maybe I should do that and get more super chat. I'm just kidding. Um, you guys know me better than that. But anyway, I heard by a pretty good source yesterday that AD is very reluctant and makes sure that my name is not mentioned on his channel for the fact that people are starting to talk that how good of an environment is over here in this channel, and how we go over different things and everyone's welcome, everyone's opinion is welcome, and he's a lot of people are coming over and everybody there is welcome. So if they come, bring them on. I mean, their opinion is welcome here, and I heard that that's the case. That's what's going on. Is he's very reluctant to have my name mentioned. Jan rocks. Brian Moxley tells me go get a good night's sleep, but I will miss everyone tremendously and be back on tomorrow. Well, I mean, I just recommended it. I didn't say you had to go. Uh, yeah, I know, Brianna. I know what you mean. The Thank you, Mel. Thank you for that. Um, if you're thinking about doing a super chat, if you do PayPal, I do get more of it. Super chat, they take about 30% of it, and PayPal takes 1%. So just so you know how it works. Uh, I'm not asking if you guys want to support the channel, you're more than welcome to. And I do have guys in Patreon, and I'm going to start probably doing like, I don't know yet because I'm still, even though the channel is growing quickly and everybody's welcome. Thank you, Brianna. And, everything's going good. We're growing and we've got a great core group of people here. Um, we all relate in one way or another, and it just works really good. So what I'm thinking about doing is the people in my Patreon, just for the simple fact that they do support me in Patreon, is maybe having a video I do over there, like on the weekends or something. And I know that's not a lot, believe me, I do. But guys, I do work full time, and then I come home and do these. And I've got my son. He's grown, of course, but he still lives here, and then my daughter. So please try to understand. I would love to do this full time. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been on for an hour and 15 minutes, and it seems like I just got on. I love talking to you guys. I love interacting with you. I love reading true crime stories like we did when I first come on. The story about the body in the freezer that could have possibly been there for 11 years. Ron, you need to put your PayPal link under your video. It makes it easier for your subs. Okay, thank you for that. I'll put it up right now on the chat just in case anybody wants it. Like I said, PayPal only takes 1%. Super Chat takes 30%. That's just to let you guys know. Let's see. just do a picture. I don't know. I might be missing something in that message mail. Is it the message for Neil? Yeah, my Patreon is just patreon.com/Braun Moxley. And I'm trying to think of something I can come up with that's unique and you guys would enjoy to do in Patreon as like a special tribute. Patreon is kind of like, you know how like AD has memberships now on YouTube. That's kind of like what Patreon is before YouTube started doing this. The reason YouTube is doing these tiers like AD has now is like $2.99, $4.99, and then the $25.99. The reason that YouTube is doing this is they're trying to get everything over on Google and kind of separate themselves from Patreon, because Patreon and YouTube has become kind of one and the same when people talk about it. The thing about it with AD, he has Patreon memberships on YouTube and Super Chat, which there's nothing wrong with any of that. But it would be nice, like if he would do one or the other, either Patreon or the YouTube membership, because you've got a lot of people that's paying for a YouTube membership, and then he's going over and doing something special on Patreon that they don't get to see, and that's why a lot of them get frustrated. So it's a long way off before I get membership status on YouTube, but when I do, or if I do, I will separate from Patreon and not go that route. I'll be strictly through YouTube. I might be gone. Today is the 8th. I could possibly only have 2 more days. I might be gone on the 10th if the CEO of Ugle, AD, kicks my channel off. So I guess we'll see. Just joking about that, guys. But if I get to do this full time, I talk about it all the time because I'm really, really passionate about my YouTube channel. I don't think people realize how passionate I am about this. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love, but it does take money to support yourself and your family. So you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't like talking about that. I hope you guys can tell I get really uncomfortable even saying about that. And I'll get people to message me and they'll say, see, it is all about the money. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? No, it's not. I hardly ever even mention it. Are you telling me by Felicia Kingslayer, wifey? My daughter's on here, says, so he won't be here. Yeah. Tuesday, you have to come to my band concert at 6:30. It will last an hour. Okay, Julia. I've already told you I'll be there. Zach will have to come with me, too. So is this guy not really going to interview AD? Is that what you guys are telling me? Because I'm trying to concentrate on the talking, the chat, and then also getting messages, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong. Thank you so much, Rock Bottom. You did not have to do that. I know you're going through a rough time right now, and I watched your video last night. And I put a comment on it, and your story last night really, really broke my heart. Oh yeah, Ian, I'll still be doing parodies. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to do parodies, and I'm going to do true crime stories. This is just going to be like a we do what we want channel. Some days we might do true crime. Some days we might talk about your anxiety or your panic. Some days we might talk about substance abuse. And now, guys, if there's a certain way you want me to go, I mean, I consider this like our channel. You leaving already, Laura? Well, stick around for a while. Love having you here. You're welcome here, and I'm glad you came over. And I'm glad you seen what, kind of the truth that's out there. But I consider this our channel, so whatever we want to do, we'll do. And if they don't like it, they can kick us off. But Rock Bottom, I watched your video. It brought me to tears seeing what you're going through, and I'm really praying for you that things work out. It's very sad that that happened that way, and hopefully, um, if you're sincere, and I believe you are, I really do, um, things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. Um, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Jan, I agree with that. We need it. Well, but the thing about that is, Jan, where I've built up the kind of like, I'm not saying I'm a brand, don't get me wrong, but the name Braun Moxley is related to the channel now. And for instance, if I was, oh, okay, Laura, you have a good night and sweet dreams. And I hope you have a great night with you and your kids. And come back anytime. You're welcome anytime you want. Um, it's okay. You talking about Patreon? There's a difference, huge difference between you and AD. You deserve. Well, I appreciate that, Jade, but I do get uncomfortable talking about it. Thank you so much, Diane. Why I appreciate that. Um, love your channel and your parodies are so funny. And don't get me wrong, I will keep doing my parodies. He gives me plenty of material to work with every day. The other night when he was doing the Christmas jokes and he was in that coat, when he tries to be funny, he's not funny at all. And then when he comes on and he has a meltdown, it's the greatest thing ever. What about Braun Moxley, Kingdom of the Universe? I don't know, Jan. That might be. Hey, that kindness cake. I like that one. Brawn and Brains. Who's going to be the brains? I'd have to have a co-host to do that. But I do like that a lot, really. If Mel had the time, because her voice is so lovely. Mel's voice is. And I'd say a lot of you guys' voices are lovely. I don't know, but I have heard hers. Her voice is lovely, and I love it. If she had the time, and I know she works and takes care of her family, and she doesn't have the time. Good night, Mary, sweet dreams. Yeah, I agree, Lisa. We need to keep it kind of what it is and just build around it. But Julia says I can be the brains. I'm obviously so smart. Well, just remember where you got your brains from, your daddy. So shut your mouth. Just playing. I would like to do that, Julia, but with the way things are and the way they attack people on YouTube, I really don't want to, have you on here where they can see who you are and possibly troll you. I really know at 13 years old you could hold your own. I really do know that, but I still would not want that to happen. I was playing. I'm not doing that. Julie, honey, I know. I know you're just playing, daughter, and I love you. And go play your game. We're doing something serious here, or I'm going to have to ground you. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Bring your phone down right now. The only thing I can do to get Julia to listen is her phone. So Brawn with brains. Yeah, that is really good. How about Beauty and the Beast? Brawn, Beauty and the Beast. If I had a co-host, well, thank you, Mel. A co-host would be really good, like Beauty and the Beast or Braun Moxley, Beauty and the Beast. I'm not taking 10 years, Julie. You're not going to starve, honey. I promise you. You've never went without food, and you know it. So hush. You'll be all right. Because that costs a lot of money to do that. We're not going to do it. I've already told you, so listen to what I say, Julie, and don't be interrupting me. I'm telling you right now, seriously, don't be interrupted. We're having a serious conversation here. He looked like a complete nutter. It costs a lot of money to order from DoorDash, Julie, so I'm not going to do that. We will get something when we go out, I promise you. So just calm down. You'll be all right. My son just messaged me, and he says that he has a fever, and they are doing a flu test on him. Carolina girl said she'll come cook. We need a cook, that's for sure. Ron, can I come for a chat live sometime? Yeah. Can I ask you, like what kind of story you would want to do? Just curious. I'm not going to vet you or anything like that, but just kind of curious of what it would be. A crew of women, LOL typo. I'll PM you live. Okay, cool. Are you going to PM me on Braun Moxley or my other one? I'm going to try to switch completely to Braun Moxley for my YouTube channel and separate completely from my personal Facebook. If I would have known the channel was going to grow like it is, I would have had that separated already. But I had no idea it was going to grow like it has, and it blows my mind. I really do love it. I'm humble. I tell you guys that every day, but I am, and I just want you. I make sure I want you guys to know that. I like your name, Alcatraz. That's a cool name. I am well. Thank you for asking, and I hope you are well too. I'm glad it helped you, Rock Bottom, and your story was Vicky. I don't know what that last thing on there is. Just to let you know. Could anyone explain PayPal better than me to Jacko57? Jacko57, what do you need to know about PayPal? My mods can help you with that. One of them. There's Mel, Jesse, and my number one, Vicky. My number one, yeah. Do you have Uber Eats? Yeah, we have Uber Eats, but it's it's a small town in this town. Jacko 57 PayPal, you just sign up for an account and you kind of like you can also, if you wanted to do a donation, you can do it. If you have a debit card, you can do PayPal or Facebook Messenger, and it takes absolutely 0%. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's completely up to you guys. I've not watched Rock Bottom's vid yet. Subscribed yesterday. Janet, it's a great story. I hope you do more videos, Rock Bottom, and I pray to God that everything works out for you. I really do. Yeah, I'm working on getting a P.O. Box, Carol, as right now. I just got a notification. I don't care if you guys, I don't care. I don't know if you guys care about football, but the Kentucky football team got bowl eligible this year, and I just got a notification. Brianna, you'll probably care about this. They play Indiana in the Gator Bowl on January 2nd. Jacko, if you need help with anything, my mods can help you. If one of you guys would help Jacko 57, please. He's needing help setting up something. There is super chat now. You can do it. The little money symbol on the bottom of the chat. Just hit that. I don't know how that works. I've never done that, so somebody else would have to tell you about that. But what I was going to say about Uber Eats, in this town, it's a small town. And I guess they have to call somebody out for any restaurant they use. And by the time it gets here, it's like cold and it's It's just not very good, and it's for what it costs, it's just not worth it. Hoosiers are going down to Big Blue. The see. Jody LV says you can use a credit card for Super Chat, Jacko50. I do get more from PayPal. All you need to do is go to paypal.com and just, if you don't have an account, you do like sign up and then basically just fill in your information. It's pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory. So just go to paypal.com, and if you have an account, just hit log in. If you don't have an account, you'll have to either sign up or register. It's one of those two, like that. Are you on Facebook, Jacko 57? Hi, Jane. How are you? Rock bottom, you are never alone, and we love you here. That's what Janet said, and I completely agree with that. Send me a friend request on Braun Moxley, and I'll show you how to do it from there. My name on Facebook is exactly like it is on here: BraunMoxley. But not under this name, under my real name. Well, what I would do is I would go to paypal.com and just, do you have an account now at PayPal? Just curious. Oh, I know, Don Break. That right there goes to show you how someone can put on an absolute, I guess, like disguise on how happy they are, but yet in reality, he was very sad. No, my hair doesn't come in curly, but it's got like a cowlick right here in this one area. Every place on my hair combs up good, but look, you can see it really good right there. It just sticks up. Now, it don't look bad because I'll push up all of it, but just to let you know, I feel for UK and the bad publicity of the Royals. It's heartbreaking to know he was suffering while always smiling. It is, and it's what's really heartbreaking is if he would have just told somebody, came out and said, "I'm having." I don't know what that language is right there. You need a new fade. Yeah, it is. It's time for a haircut. The thing about just got an email. Sorry about this, guys. checking emails and stuff like that. It's hard to keep up. It really is. Yeah, I need a new fade. I really do. Thank you, upstanding citizen. Thank you. Hello, all. Got flu. Watching in bed. Great show. Oh gosh. We're just curious. Well, I see your bunnies in pounds. The only reason I say that is because my son, he's at the quick care center right now, and he says that he has a fever, and they're checking him for the flu. And he's been coughing all night. Okay, guys, I can't answer a lot of messages while I'm live. Trying to get everything sorted out here. If you can, guys, and you need to message me, if you can, if you don't mind, now my mods, I'm not talking about you guys, but if you need to message me, if it can wait, it's hard for me to keep up with my live, the chat, and everything like that. So please, it's okay, but just asking nicely if you don't care. Well, thank you, Abby. Like I said, he had a real bad coughing spell last night as he was going out the door. And dang, Donna R, I just now seen that. There's a lot in chat. He had a really bad coughing spell last night as he went out. His girlfriend works at Domino's, and he had a real bad coughing spell as he went out to go get her. And I asked him if he was okay, and he said he wasn't feeling well. And then I heard him coughing pretty much all night. And he got up and told me he was going to go to the quick care center because they have one here in our town that closes at 5. And he just messaged me there a few minutes ago and said he's got a fever and they're checking him for the flu. Neil says, Braun, tonight's AD guest has posted several Twitter messages about appearing on the live. I think you find it interesting, to say the least. Yes. Thank you, Cassius. Yeah, he said it. He's felt pretty bad all day. So when that one lady just now said she had the flu, I until I seen that her super chat was in pounds, I was just going to ask, hello, Judalyn and Fody. Is that your name? Hello, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to the channel. We're doing a live. I'm doing an early live today for people in UK. I don't get to come on early a lot for people in the UK. So they've asked me if I would come on earlier on the weekends when I'm off work. And I'm happy to do that. I love doing this. I look forward to it. Pick me, please. Pick you for what? Susan, I apologize. I must have missed your first message. Who are you speaking about, if you don't mind me asking? Well, thank you, Jane. I'm going to try to come on early every Saturday and Sunday. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you enjoy me being on. That means a lot to me. It really means a lot. Yeah, my daughter. I don't know if you was on Friday night, Dawn, when my daughter stuck her TikTok up to the camera, but it got me a copyright. It's not a strike, but it's just like a copyright mark. And what they do is whoever the oh my God, Susan, that's terrible. At 39 years old of a massive heart attack. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Geez. I mean, that's just too young. Too young. Well, thank you, Christmas Turtle. Thank you guys for inviting me into your home and my live. Not much, Beria. How are you doing? Just having a little bit of a live. And yeah, very sorry for your loss, Susan. We do true crime on the channel, and we started the live off today with a story out of Utah. And since we have so many people in chat right now, I'll go ahead and tell the story again. The police in Utah, it's a town, I think they said either 35 or 135 miles south west of Salt Lake City. And they got a call to do a welfare check on a 75-year-old woman. Well, the police showed up to do the welfare check, and they found her dead on the bed. Well, after finding her dead on the bed, they checked throughout the house, and they found her husband in the freezer. Now, her death, they don't consider suspicious. They consider it, just died of natural causes at her age. Now, the husband, they said, they believe was foul play. But in talking to neighbors, they can't get a timeline of when he was actually last seen. Some neighbors said they hadn't seen him in years, and some neighbors had said they seen him like 4 or 5 years ago. So what they're trying to do is run down how long this man had been missing and how long he'd been in the freezer. Now, they haven't got the go ahead, Rock Bottom. They haven't got the autopsy back from the medical examiner's office. They're waiting on that. They do say they believe foul play is suspected in the death of the husband that was found in the freezer, and they think he could be in there for as long as 11 years. So if you guys want to check that out, it's a story in Utah. The last name is Mathers. A bizarre story. They were there to check on the lady, found her dead, and also found her husband stuffed in the freezer. The woman was natural causes, and the man was believed to be foul play. But I'm not sure. Well, no, Cassius, it isn't that because they think he could have been in the freezer for up to 11 years. And the woman, someone had called and asked the police to do a welfare check on her because they just hadn't seen her recently. So, yeah, I talked about it when I first come on. That's out in Utah. And yeah, Carol, that's what I believe too. She was probably still collecting his Social Security check, if I had to guess, and probably didn't want to report him. Braun, direct your emails to Jesse back. That's fine. You can do that. If I've got a lot of emails and stuff coming in, and if people want to email Jesse, I believe she said she's going to try to start handling the emails. There's no question that are dumb questions. Trish, he says, I have a dumb question. Can YouTube channels not use Venmo? I've never seen it mentioned, and it seems so much easier to me. Was going to do a super chat, but I'll try and set up a PayPal account instead. I don't know about Venmo, but I do have the Cash App, but I've not used it very much. So I can't really answer your question about the Venmo. The only thing I'll say about it, and I don't like talking about it, is Super Chat takes about 30% of the donation, and PayPal only takes 1%. I'm really just not familiar with Venmo. Foxy says subscribe to her. So there you go, guys. You might want to check her. What kind of channel do you have, Foxy? Foxy, just curious. Okay, Jacko 57. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Don, it's very sad. Um, I try to keep my job, what I do for a living, separate from here, but I do work in a job where I'm hear people's incomes a lot, and how old are you, Foxy Foxy? Because you might need to leave the room if you're under 13. Is it 13? There is a lot of us that can relate to addiction in here. Well, sorry, bud, you got to go, man. Sorry about that, but starting December 10th, after a certain age, you no, it's not a kids channel at all. Oh, his channel looks like a kids channel. Well, I did put a block on him, and only because he's 9 years old. He doesn't need to be in here. So I just don't want to get in trouble. I know they're going to start a new thing December 10th, and we just need to, not that we're talking about anything inappropriate. We're not. It's just we need to get used to the thing that's coming December 10th. Got to sort out dog puke after. Okay, Jesus. Yeah, I've got a few disruptors jumping in, so you guys might want to be ready. You have to be 13. We'll see. Well, my daughter will still be allowed to come in then because she is 13. Yeah, this is not anything. Bron, do you not get the flu jab in the USA? The flu shot? Is that what you mean by jab? Yeah, luckily it's not December 10th, and it's not really an issue, but it's just, yeah, right. I agree. It's terms of service. Um, I kind of feel bad for the kids because a lot of them really do have the channels I find interesting that the younger kids do is, yeah, I took the flu shot, but I don't believe my son did. So see, it does make a difference, I guess. There is some channels out there I like where it's a younger kids channel, and I'll tell you the kind I like is I collect wrestling belts, and a lot of them have what's called a unboxing channel, where once they order their wrestling belt or they've got it as a Christmas present or a birthday present, I always like watching those unboxings because the kids are just so excited because those belts are really nice. They're metal plates. They're made out of exactly the same material as the real belts. The gotta go. Did somebody get that? I get her. Mods, you might want to keep an eye out. It looks like there's some people in the room that might be here to disrupt. I just blocked one that was Braun. Which is your favorite wrestling belt design? My favorite wrestling belt of all time is the big gold. Actually, the one like Flair had in the 80s. Not the one they used in the WWE. Not their version of it. I like the version that actually Ric Flair had back in WCW. It was really cool. 193 people here. So hit the like and subscribe button, please. If you're here for the first time ever, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. We talk about pretty much a lot of stuff in here. Anything from true crime to anxiety, panic, substance abuse, just anything. The big gold one. It's the one that Flair had back in the 80s. That's the version I like. No, we're not. This is not a child's room. $211 people. That's a lot of people. Like and subscribe, please, if you don't mind. And if you're under 13, you have to go. Sorry, but you do. It's not anything against you. It's just the new terms of service. It's not that we talk about anything. No, I'm not a life coach, but I mean, we pretty much talk about anything. Is there something you'd like to talk about, Flying Eagle? What are we talking about, Carol? I don't know, Kelly. Yeah, if you are under 13, please, it's not a child's room. Please. Hello, everyone. Hey, Jane, how are you? Um, yeah, so you guys be Mel and Jesse and Vicky and Sarah, whoever's here, just please keep your eyes out. Yeah, and everyone is welcome. If you're under 13, it's just the new terms of service. And if you're here from AD's channel, you're welcome to join in, like and subscribe. It's not a hate channel like you've heard. It's a channel where we talk about pretty much everything, and you're welcome here. And hit that like and subscribe button, and stick around and form your own opinion. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if somebody told me, they said, hey, you need to go over here and put a comment on this guy's channel, he's a hate channel. Well, I'm not just going to go over there and put a comment on his channel because someone told me he's a hate channel. I would go over there and check it out and form my own opinion. Yeah, it's coming December 10th is when it actually kicks in. So, what do you mean, no, Treasy? What are your answers no to? No, I don't doubt that, Fingal, UK. And that's what they call me, a hate channel. So, yeah, Mel, the one I took this year, they said it was a mix for all the different types of flu strains. Yes, this is a channel about love and healing and growing as a group. Jan, why did you target me? Someone right now, guys, if someone, I don't have the brains to do it, but if someone had the brains to start a platform like YouTube, it could really take off last night. Jacko57 says, when I first saw your channel, I did think it was a hate channel against AD. No, not at all. I do parodies of him, and I don't know if you've seen them. It's just where I act like him. He gives so much material for me to do. He has these meltdowns, and I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but when he has his meltdowns is when his subscribers just start throwing that super chat at him, and I think that's the reason he does it. But I don't hate AD. I don't hate anyone, and I don't encourage anyone not to watch his channel. I encourage you to watch what you like. If you like his, I mean, I watch his channel mainly to get material to do my parodies. Sometimes he gets me a little upset with the things he says. For instance, last night he said that he's the reason that Tammy got closure from the Watts case. I have, and I did comment, but like I said, I have sat back and watched. Well, I thank you, Jacko57. I would encourage everyone to do that. Sit back and form your own opinion. Don't let people tell you what to watch. If you like it, watch it. Hello, honey. How are you today? Yeah. We want justice for Shanann and the kids as much as anyone does. But at the same time, we do not want to. Okay, just imagine this, guys. Now, and this is just imagine this. Go play along with me here. Pretend just for a minute you're Nicole Kessinger, and just play along and go along with me. And you had an affair with a married man. Okay, follow along with me. And okay, maybe you said, that something about you need to make a decision, or you gave him an ultimatum, which, if she wants to be with him and he wants to be with her, and she says, look, if you're going to be with me, she might have said, you need to get this done, just meaning you need to separate and get an apartment, and then we can move on with our lives. Now, like I said, just play along with me here for this. And then, boom, one day, his family's missing, and you find out that he's annihilated his whole family. Now, imagine you're Nicole Kessinger. Imagine this. So now you got to go into the police and talk and everything like this. And for a year, you've had a channel that's called you a child murderer. Now let's just assume that she had nothing to do with it. I don't know. I wasn't there, but let's just assume for a minute. And then for a year, she's got this guy, and then he talks about other people inciting hate on him. What if you had a person that was a vigilante, and they heard this talk on his channel, and they said, you know what? You're right, AD. Justice hasn't been served, but I'm a vigilante, and I'm going to make sure justice is served this weekend. And they go out and they do something to her. And then come to find out, she literally had nothing at all to do with these murders. Now, just imagine that. And guys, I'm not an NK lover. I'm not an NK fan. I'm not a Jim fan. I'm not a Watts fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, imagine this scenario for a minute. And the only thing you've done is had an affair with a married man. And now, for over a year, you've got a man in UK coming out with all this evidence that is saying you are guilty of murder, and you haven't done anything. Like I said, just play along. Now just think about that. And he says that we're inciting people to go over there, and he said people's made threats, very bad threats against him. That's wrong too. This is YouTube. It's a platform where we can all come together. We can have an opinion. We can talk. We can learn each other. We can become friends. We can support each other. We can be there for one another in more ways than one. And to do this to someone that we don't know, and the people in his room that is what's the word I'm looking for? That are supporting him in his plea for justice. He acts like DA Rourke, the FBI, the CBI, the Frederick Police Department just thought, well, Chris pleads guilty. Let's just stop the case. Boom, we're gone. I'm pretty sure they checked on a lot of things that we don't even know about, and we probably will never know about. They do not have an obligation to tell us anything. So, like I said, that's just something to think about. You know, I don't know, guys. Just think about that. And then if she was in on it, they could be investigating behind the scenes and know stuff we don't know. But I am telling you this right now. They know 10 times, probably 100 times more than AD knows. His subscribers tell him, if it wasn't for you, AD, this case wouldn't be solved. Tammy should come on your live and tell you thank you because you know, you gave me closure. And I'm sitting there thinking, what? Yeah, Jacko, my theory on it is when I first started following this case, I thought to myself, I said, I believe she was in on it. And that's honestly what I thought. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know, damn, what if I was seeing a married woman and you know, I told her, I was like, look, you need to make a choice. Is it me or your husband? Because we've been talking about starting our own life together. And she takes that wrong and goes over there and annihilates her whole family. Now think about that. I mean, it's just Diane, it's really scary that they think, honest to God, think he knows more than the FBI and the CBI. It's scary that they honestly believe that. And for them to say the case would not be anywhere near where it is if it was not for him is ludicrous. It's mind boggling and blowing at the same time. Yeah, Sally, innocent until proven guilty. Give me just a second, guys. Answering a message from my son. He says he does have the flu. All right, my son just told me that he does have the flu. So, sorry, sometimes I get rolling. Um, honestly, don't know how the family have stayed so. Oh, I know something I seen that I was going to ask you guys about. Did you all guys see where the Watts family released a memo to the Rusek family on how they are suffering through the Christmas season and that they're praying for them and stuff like that? Did you all guys see that? If you haven't, I could look it up and read it to you. Carol, someone told him that on his channel the other night, and he kind of took it as a compliment. He thought it was something to do with Austin Powers. Okay, hang on, Carol. Let me find it. I guess some people haven't seen it. So let me find it here and I'll read it to you. They released like some sort of statement towards the Watts, towards the Rusek. It's give me just a second trying to find it here. Well, I'm having a hard time finding it here. Trying to find it. Sorry, guys. Sorry about this, guys. All right, I'm trying to get a why do you constantly texting? I'm actually not texting. Trying to find the statement that the Watts family read to the Rusaks for the around the holiday season. So I'm not texting. I'm trying to find information. Just stick around. You'll see that we do other things in here. Is there something you'd like to talk about, DD? Just curious. Okay, I might have to watch a piece of this on my phone and then read it off because I don't want to get a copyright strike.
is that for the first time since that.
I'm sorry, guys. Apologize. I'm trying to get a screenshot of this statement that they read out. Yeah, I agree with that. Rhonda says they should have sent a card instead of sending the message on social media. You don't do things like that unless you want the world to know. The Ruseks don't use the media that way. I agree completely with that. Let me check, Neil. Yes, I did get it. All right. Thank you for that. I did get it. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I might have the screenshot of the statement. Let me see. Okay, I think I've got it here. Oh, maybe not. I'm trying to get it here. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Team Phoenix has a link under his video. Okay, let me see if I can get back to that. Yeah, I don't see the link. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think I've got it here. Okay, here it is right here. I'll read this to you. Now, this is the statement from the Watts family to the Rusek family. It says, this holiday season, we feel compelled to make an official statement and send our condolences to the Rusek family. We find it inexplicably difficult to express the sorrow we feel and the void that has been left within our families. But in a word of misery, it will be impossible to replace the joy that has forever been stripped from our lives. We think of your family often and how hard it has been for you to go on without Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. We miss them terribly and find it especially hard to cope without them over the holidays. We miss seeing our precious girls in their beautiful holiday dresses and matching Christmas pajamas that their mommy dressed them in. We miss picking out gifts for them and watching the joy on their little faces about the fun holiday activities and playing in the snow. Some days we struggle to simply to remember to go on and live life. Time seems to have stopped for our families due to these tragic events. We haven't adjusted to life without them, and we know we never will. It's just too enormous of a loss. In closing, we would like to share a beautiful quote by Maya Angelou. A great soul senses everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again. God bless your family. So that was the statement that the Watts released to the Rusek family. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's sincere? It would be really nice if it was deeply sincere and genuine, and not done Andrea M., I agree with that. A handwritten letter would have been more personal and heartfelt. I think that's true, and I agree with that. Um, you know, as we was talking about earlier, picturing yourself as being NK. Um, we've seen just a small percentage of their lives, and um, I don't know, guys. I don't know how. Just like Tammy talked about in the documentary yesterday, you have to get a baseline on somebody. So they would need to get a baseline on, for instance, the Watts family over a period of time to see if they're sincere in what they're saying. Yes, they did mention Shanann in the statement. Yeah, Allie J, a little bit too late. Right. Do you guys think that Mrs. Rusek is really writing a book? That was announced on AD's channel, and I haven't heard anything else about it. So I was just curious if that's legit. I haven't heard anything else about it. Everyone has a right to their opinion on how they feel about it. If you think it's ridiculous or if you think it's genuine. I just have posted it on the True Crime Facebook. Okay, thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, it's just been posted on the True Crimes page, True Crime Files, which is my Facebook page. If you're not a part of my Facebook page, you're welcome to join. Yeah, Bobby, 3700. You got a good point. They didn't even come to the wedding, and Shanann thinks that Chris's sister sabotaged the wedding by not sending out all of the wedding invitations. So. Yeah, I know Cindy Watts is writing a book, but I was just curious if the Mrs. Rusek, what was announced on AD's channel that she was writing a book. I'm just wondering if that's true. I haven't heard anything else about that. Yeah, I would buy Mrs. Rusek's book also. Um, right. Someone says they weren't exactly doting grandparents, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a very good point, Jody. Very good point. It's hard to know. And it's hard to judge this also, because we don't know if it's really sincere and genuine. We don't know. We can assume, and we can form an opinion on what we know about them. We can do that. Um, Y'all need to buy my book. It'll be the most dangerous book in the world. What'll happen? Will it blow up when we open it up or something? Just kidding. Yeah, Don, that's a very good point. If someone has an allergy to tree nuts, um, the last thing in the world you would want to do is offer um, the child that has this allergy, the sibling, an ice cream with nuts in it, because the sibling is going to want to have those also. All right, guys. I've been on 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I do need to take my daughter to get something to eat. There's 175 people. Susan Parkinson, thank you so much. That is very sweet and kind of you. Guys, your donations and super chat and Patreon is really leading this channel towards being full time, where I can do this full time. So I will be back on later. I'm going to say around 7 or 8, somewhere in that vicinity. I hate to go, Carol. I really do, but I do have to get my daughter something to eat, and I have to take her to her mom's house. So I have to run for a little bit, and I will be back. I hope you guys are here tonight. The room got pretty full today. It's probably the fullest it's ever been. That's a good sign. The channel is growing. That makes me happy. Diane says I have to go feed my also 13-year-old who is hungry again after his dinner. Believe me, Diane, why? I can relate to that. Let's see. Group, thanks for coming on. Yeah, I love you guys too, Abby. I really do. And thank you so much for everything you do. Okay, let me get this. Bobby 3700 says, "Has anyone seen the interview on Scott Raish with the author Lena Dermali? She has written a book, My Daddy is My Hero." And I'm going to assume that has something to do with the what's due to the fact that the song that little Bella sung, Kindness Cake, says, "Braun, have you read excerpts from Cindy Watt's book, Awful, insinuating Shanann to blame?" It's so yeah, see, that's the thing that gets me. Like this right here. We hear things that they say and they write in their book, and then we hear the statement, the holiday statement. So that's what makes you wonder. You have to form your opinion on that. And it's just we each have to form our own opinion. And I don't know. I have to think about it more. It's something I really need to put some thought into, and look at a couple things, and then decide. The main thing is I can never fully judge someone completely and know if they're genuine and sincere or not. That'd be really nice if you could shake someone's hand and know if they are absolutely genuine with you. But yeah, when I see her singing that in the back of that car, Carol, it breaks my heart. It makes me want to just bawl my eyes out because that little girl, those little girls, and Shanann loved that man, and it's really sad. There's 160 people and 40 likes. So please, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It helps me in building my channel. And I will be back on around 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. Andrea M., good night, sweet dreams. Kingslayer wife, you are right. 46 is better than nothing. But when you have that many people in the room, you should probably have more than 46 likes. I don't care if they put dislike. I'd like to know whether or not they liked it or not. Basically, either hit like or dislike. 6 dislikes. Wow, that's good. I had a preacher once tell me, she said, if people are not talking badly about you, you're not doing something right. So if I've got 6 dislikes, that must means I'm doing something right. And that makes me feel good. I love you guys. I really do. I'm so humbled that you like to spend part of your day with me. And I love spending part of my day with you guys. I really mean that. But I'm going to end it now. I'm going to go. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tonight. Please tune in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe. And love you guys. See you tonight. Be careful out there.